This is Omar Wahid.
This is Nicholas Garten.
And this is Rob Chappell.
And it's 365 Amplified. And I got it right, folks. For whatever reason, I messed up the opening and it made everyone do it again.
That was take two.
That was take two. And I'm always willing to, admit my mistakes publicly.
That's all right.
Because the harm was public.
Wow, so humble.
Could you imagine? No, I'm never humble. But I am direct. All right, let's go ahead and move into the first story. We want to talk about this story, Rob.
Well, it's not so much a story, just an occasion. I just want to
note. We got to
acknowledge that this coming week, Monday or Tuesday, we can't quite remember, is our official 10th anniversary.
It is, yay!
Of Madison 365. We flipped the switch on whatever day that was.
Because it was a very long week for you all to get up and do it. So, of course, you may maybe not remember.
Yeah, it was. We were still in the middle of the Kickstarter.
Oh, yeah.
Like we did a Kickstarter campaign that lasted 2 or 3 weeks. And toward the end of that is when we actually were like, well, we're going. Whether we get this money or not.
We're going to start. Someone push enter.
And we had established a Facebook page because back then Facebook was still a thing. Still a useful thing. And we had 200 followers on Facebook. So we knew we were onto something. And then for the switch, in the first month of August, we got 10,000 people come to the site.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good. Then September, we got 100,000. So
you're like, it's real.
I was like, oh, wow, okay.
We're doing this now.
Yeah, and then we had to upgrade the servers to
because you were not, that's right. There was a couple of times through that first year that you are all like, oh no, we got to go to the next level of server because you kept crashing your site.
Yeah. Dave actually wrote a story that first month, or right at the beginning of September, called The Harsh Truth About Progressive Cities. That places like Madison also could be racist. And I was in church on a Sunday on my phone trying to buy more server space or more bandwidth because the site was crashing.
Yeah, it was crashing, and it was a Sunday. That's right.
Yeah,
and you're all like, we don't.
I was like, what do we do? And 10 years later, here we are, which is great. I don't know. We're very grateful to the community for helping us do this for this long, and here's to 10 more.
Yep, keep doing the work.
Yeah. Speaking of the work. Got a couple of news stories to talk about. First of all, we are glad once again to be a media sponsor of Dane Dances, which is a real community building event that's in its 26th season now. It's every Friday in August, which means this year there's a bonus one. There's 5 Fridays in August this year.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's right. The first is
Friday. Today, as you're listening to this, the first Dane Dances concert is tonight. It's free. You don't have to buy a ticket. You don't have to even get a ticket. You just show up at Monona Terrace. It's on the rooftop. There's a DJ, Francis Medrano, will start at 5:30. And there will be some music and salsa lessons at that point. And then at 6, Sangamam will take the stage. It's an Indian group. And then VO5, the disco funk group, will take the stage at 8. Yeah, it's just free and fun, and assuming the weather's going to be okay. And then on August... It does look
great, though, for it.
Yeah, she looks great. August 8th is Orchestra Salsa de Mad, and then Soul to the Bone. And then August 15th is Revolut Group and Love Monkeys. We will be at that one. That's the one we are hosting as media sponsor. So come say hello on August 15th.
It's not me this time.
What's we mean? Does that mean I'm coming? Am I invited?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. No one ever tells me these things. I hear about them here.
Well, you have to go. You're being voluntold.
I just want to know if I have to put it in my calendar or not.
Then the 22nd is La Obra and SOS Motown Review. And then the 29th is V-Funk and Montage. So, really good time. Dance lessons, just hang out and listen. And be there with the community. It's fun.
And you you can also buy food.
Oh yeah,
beverages,
food and all and stuff, and there's community groups are there, with information or whatever. But the main thing is the music and the fun. One other story before we get into our punditry conversation that we're going to get to.
I know that's a word.
An update in the village of DeForest.
Oh, yes.
We talked a month or 2 ago that there was an effort to
Deerfield.
Deerfield,
DeForest. For those who don't remember, Omar very generously offered when I was doing a story on DeForest, like 6 months ago? More than that. Longer than that. When this fluoride thing was first happening in like February. Omar's like, oh yeah, I'll go over and get a picture. I said, great. And he sent me a whole bunch of really nice pictures from Deerfield, not DeForest. It was very funny. But anyway, so as you might remember, DeForest Village Board voted to remove fluoride from the water. That sparked some controversy, and that inspired Alicia Williams to run as a write-in candidate in the spring election. She came like 170 votes short of, or like 130 votes short of actually winning a seat, which is remarkable for a write-in. And then they've taken that momentum and done this recall campaign against current trustee Bill Landgraf. Basically, what Alicia told me is that fluoride thing, it's not just about the fluoride, but the fluoride got more people paying attention to the village board and realizing that there's some folks on there who aren't quite aligned with the politics of maybe the village residents as much. And, you know, those elections get very low turnout, so you can get sometimes those misalignments. And that Bill Landgraf in particular was also running for village president unsuccessfully in the spring and was exhibiting behavior that was really concerning, like stalking people, getting like harassing people. He actually one of the opponents of the fluoride resolution he was calling her at work and trying to get her fired because she was like speaking out in favor of having fluoride in the water, that kind of thing. So he pretended to be a reporter in order to try to out somebody.
I remember this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody had written in anonymously, and he pretended to be a reporter and offered to pay her $200 to give her his phone number so that he could figure out who she was. Just, you know, silly stuff like that.
Problematic things like that.
Yeah, I was going to say, silly's not quite there. It's really concerning, you know. So the recall was organized. They needed 1,392 signatures, which represents 25% of the turnout of the most recent gubernatorial election. They got 1,500, and they turned them in like 4 days early, so they could have gotten more. The clerk now has until August 9th to certify them, which is next Saturday. So this coming week, she will certify them or not as having enough. Bill Landgraf has contested 192 of the signatures based on legibility.
Sure.
And other factors.
Other
He also he's trying to get, there's 10 signatures per page, and he's got 15 pages he wants thrown out because there's a wrong date on them or something, or one of the circulators didn't live in DeForest. But if to sign it, you have to live in DeForest. Yeah. To volunteer to circulate a position, you don't have to.
No, there's no specific
right.
rule.
And as long as the first date is either the same as or before the last date, all the dates in the middle don't really matter. It's just, but he's saying words like forgery and fraud, and you know that's just what they go to when they're not sure. So it seems to me that they'll get certified, and then the committee during the process basically endorsed Alicia Williams to be the candidate. But there's two steps: you got to have a recall called, and then you have to have a recall candidate run against the incumbent, and they've endorsed her to run because they don't want a primary, because the primary would double the cost to the village. You'd have to do 2 elections. So what they're hoping to do is just take this candidate who already got 1,700 votes in a write-in and actually put her on the ballot and run. And that election, if it goes forward, will be September 16th.
So pretty soon.
Soon.
Yeah.
Yep, 6 weeks. So that would it's a small town story, but I think it's got bigger implications because it's like a basically grassroots pushback against this. And we should say that the fluoride, the effort to remove the fluoride from the water came from an activist from Green Bay. Like it wasn't a grassroots local DeForest thing. Yeah. Right. And it's part of a larger trend, the whole Make America Healthy Again conspiracy theory trends.
Yeah, I was gonna say, finish the sentence though. It's a whole.
It's I feel like the fluoride in the water is like a step toward, and also vaccines cause autism. You know that that's the same mindset,
The fluoride conversation, I think we talked about this last time.
Yeah.
It comes up, I think, like
every 10 years.
Every decade.
Yeah,
and then everyone has to remember, oh no, if we don't, you lose all your teeth.
Yeah. There's a harm to this.
It's almost a guarantee.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there are documented cases of a city will quietly, or a whole state or a whole province in Canada took fluoride out of the water and then put it back in like 5 years later because they were like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why we did that.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Everyone forgets every so often, but they will remember.
Yeah.
And they will remember.
Yeah.
The bills will do that to you, right? The money that you have to pay out for all of that will do that for you. And also, let's not forget, too, this is another way of the language being used here is like, my right as a citizen to control or have some freedom, right, from the government. And this is just big bad government in like trying to control me and control us, et cetera, without thinking that like allowing for civil service and support from the government helps mitigate harm, because a healthy population is way more beneficial for all those it supports and the communities that that it is trying to the communities themselves, right? And so that rhetoric that we've heard again, and then it goes to like not just fluoride in water or vaccines, but it's also what books do my children have access to in public libraries or in school libraries, and also heaven forbid, it's a whole trend, you all, and also like and then it gets into the like in school lunches, like my tax money should not be paying for other kids' lunches or food or blah blah, like all of that. And again, like all these things are about making sure that folks have access. And access is an important word here. I mean, you can use freedom if you want, but it's access to better, healthy living as a basic necessity, right? As a basic need. And it's troubling to hear it's troubling, I think, for me to again reiterate and remind folks, local politics is the most important thing for y'all. Like, it impacts your everyday life. I know this village board seems like, okay, this seems silly. Yeah, but it's impacting that whole city's, town's life right now. They are in the news, even national news, with regards to all the things that are happening around this. Yeah, local matters. And so I'm glad to see that this recall is happening and it's going through, but like now you have to show up to vote again in September, and it feels exhausting to have to do it again. Yeah, but do it again.
Right. I feel like the timing of the election actually benefits the challenger because it's not like there's other races that you come out and just like, oh, this one's at the bottom, I'll just vote for the incumbent.
Yeah.
The most of the people who actually will make the effort to come out and turn out on a Tuesday in September with nothing else happening politically are the people who support the recall.
Yeah, but I think the media around it is what's going to get people to come out in general.
That's true too. Yeah.
Because it, like, nobody, like, and I don't want to say that nobody wants that to continue on. I think people are recognizing like, oh shoot, it does matter to vote on these little races, right? Like they think national is the only big one, or maybe the governor race is a big one too. But like these smaller local ones that happen in April or a recall in September are just as important to their everyday lives, and more so important than the governor and such
in your
at the moment.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, and look, I mean, we got the DeForest Village board photos here. They're all smiling, nice and wide, but they won't be soon enough.
No,
because they're not going to have any fluoride to make their teeth look like this. So. You will know.
You will know.
When you can't take the picture now. Bill Lundgraf's the only one not smiling. But, well, so maybe he knows that.
Maybe he knows it's coming.
Maybe he gets his own water from something else.
It's already done.
All right. Well, we'll continue to follow this, yes?
Yep, we sure will. Let's look at speaking of governor's races. We found out right after we recorded the podcast last week.
I was so mad.
Yeah. We found out that Tony Evers made the not very surprising decision not to run for a third term. And immediately, Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez hinted that she would run. And the next day announced that she was going to. So I thought we would put on our pundit hats here and kind of see if we can predict the field.
Well, I'll tell you, I hope Kelda Royce runs because she's a real champion for many in the community. She's a real champion on corrections issues, family issues, and I can see it.
Yeah, she was in the primary last time, was she not? A little bit, not very long. But she started to make a run. She's in the Senate.
I remember
now.
something like that.
Yeah. She's a state senator now. I want to mention just to set the table a little bit that this is important for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's the first time since 2010 that we haven't had an incumbent. That we'll have a gubernatorial election without an incumbent. So it'll be wide open on both sides. It's also important because it's a midterm. It's going to be favorable for the Democrats, just broadly nationwide, right? Mm-hmm. It's going to be a favorable environment for sort of the anti-Trump wing, or to the anti-Trump 75% of the country. And there's a reasonable chance that the state legislature could flip.
Depending on the redraw, right?
Well, the redraw has happened, and the Democrats picked up 9 seats in the last one, and there's some who think that the momentum will take and allow the new map to actually flip the legislature for the Democrats, or at least make it closer.
I was going to say, I wonder if it'll make it closer.
Yeah.
Because the other thing, too, is like my concern about what might happen in that step is that, folks, there is a level of ambivalence.
Yep.
Because so many folks were disappointed in the outcome. And so then there goes this like, well, why does it matter if I come out? Because it's still not going to make a difference. Of course it makes a difference, but there is this level of ambivalence that makes me wonder if things will actually flip, which I'm okay with being proven wrong, by all means. Mm-hmm.
But whether it flips or not, so either it won't flip and if there's a Republican governor, then there's a lot more can happen.
Yeah.
If it does flip and there's a Democrat governor, a lot more can happen. Or if it doesn't flip and a Republican wins, or if it does flip and a Republican wins, then you've got divided government again, as it is now. So,
Well, and who's going to be on this Republican ticket? I mean, the last couple have been such quacks that, like, there's never any way.
Let's start on the Republican side then. You mentioned I literally had to like look up who ran against Evers last time because I forgot. That's
who ran against him last time.
Tim Michaels.
Yeah, I remember.
Tim
Michaels, who was
Michaels Construction or Michaels Group Construction. He's a private sector guy, but he made such a non-impression that like I forgot who ran. I even had to think about it. I thought about it for a few minutes. Like, who? I was just trying to recall like ads I saw or anything. Nothing. So, but anyway, he has expressed interest in running again this time. So it might be Tim Michaels. Speaking of guys who didn't live in Wisconsin, Eric Hovde.
Yeah, I was going to say Eric Hovde.
I did hear Eric Hovde and
ran for Senate. Actually came really close to beating Tammy Baldwin.
Closer than it should have been.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot closer than it should have been.
Yeah. But has that he's that sort of rich businessman, nice mustache thing that the Republican Party likes to.
That I think decidedly doesn't work in Wisconsin. Like those types have not been successful on the Republican ticket. I don't know why they keep trotting them out, like these Tim Michaels types that are, super funded, but they got nothing. But
they've got the look, right?
Yeah,
but that's it.
Eric Hovde's from Madison.
From in quotation marks.
Yes, he's from Madison in the same way like C.C. Abrams is from Madison.
Okay.
But I'll tell you this, like Eric Hovde's father, I believe, was like in housing and urban development under Ronald Reagan and like is the cause of ghettos in America. So that's who we're dealing with.
Yeah. Yep.
So it could be private sector guy, Tom Tiffany.
Yeah, it might be.
Congressman Tom Tiffany represents Northeast Wisconsin, has expressed interest.
Somebody has already announced, though, for Republican. Josh.
I think the Republican ticket's going to be a lot more competitive.
I think that one is going to be flooded with interesting folks.
In a surprising twist, Robin Voss wants a demotion. He will now be.
He will not. Robin Voss ain't gonna move from that.
No.
no. He likes the power that he like holds in that. Was I wrong? No, it's Josh something. He like announced just this week or something like that. Or last week.
Hopefully he'll
Josh
be
Showman. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I remember. I was like, well, that's an interesting name.
He is the Washington. He's the kind of executive of Washington County.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So not
a well-known,
but not. Out
but
of
he put his name out there, I think, purposefully,
right.
so to like people get to learn his name. But
the other private sector person, the CEO of Pindell Global Precision, Bill Berrien.
Oh yeah.
Is another
name that
another private sector name on the Republican side.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Duffy's the other one I thought of.
I was like, no.
United States Transportation Secretary, former Republican.
No. That man
representative,
ain't doing
former reality
anymore.
show star.
That man ain't running for nothing. He is there to be appointed and appointed only, and in a partisan way. That man likes to choose sides. He don't want to be no executive where he has to be like both sides of anything.
Right.
And he don't want to do that work. He got enough kids that he tired.
Yeah, they're like, how many do they have? Like 9?
I don't know. I don't count that, but I just anything more than 2 to me is a lot, and we have 4. So yeah.
Well, I saw one report that Milwaukee County exec David Crowley
Yeah.
was thinking about.
I think David Crowley would be
That's
a great
yeah.
choice.
Let's transition to the Democrat side because Crowley is definitely in the mix. I think.
Do you think Mayor Cavalier also would be?
I don't know.
I don't.
He is our own Eric Adams. Not in the worst sense, but like mannerisms.
Not in the corruption sense.
No. Just like in terms of.
I wondered if you would, because it's a rather large city. He's been at it for a few years.
Tom Barrett made 2 credible runs for governor as mayor of Milwaukee.
Fair.
I'm not saying good or bad. I'm saying like I wonder if he would go up and just to see what would happen in a few years.
But mayor of Milwaukee, I think, is not a bad platform to run from. Neither is county executive of Milwaukee County, which is what David Crowley is. That's where Scott Walker ran from.
Well, and David Crowley has done a lot of work and had been in that role for so many years and has some name recognition, quite frankly, that he does. Yeah. He would be interesting.
A couple other the other county exec on the Democrat side that I assume will throw his hat in at some point is Tom Nelson.
Oh yeah,
Outagamie County.
That's right. Yeah,
he was the lieutenant governor nominee in 2000. I
don't know. Don't look at me.
When did must have been 14.
14, yeah, long time ago.
With Tom Barrett, and has been just doing the work up north for a long time. He was in the assembly for a while also. The other mayors that come to mind that probably won't, but that will be thought of as Satya Rose Conway from here in Madison.
I don't think she's got
a statewide profile.
Yeah.
Former representative, current Racine Mayor Corey Mason.
No.
Eric Enrich from the mayor of Green Bay. All in executive positions who could credibly make a run at it, but I don't think they will. I don't know if they have the statewide.
No. But they might. Who knows? Money to do it just yet.
Right. I mean, we know, as you mentioned, Sarah Rodriguez is running as she's currently lieutenant governor after one term in the assembly.
I could see Mandela coming back to.
Oh, yeah, I think Brandon Mandela Barnes is going to run, or at least is exploring a run.
Yeah, or thinking about it.
He's definitely voiced wanting to jump back into politics a lot.
Oh, has he?
So
yeah, well, he's kept one foot in with the PACs and everything, and supporting other candidates and maintaining the network, which is really important from a money perspective. He came within less than a point of beating an entrenched incumbent in the hostile environment. That was a tough year that he ran against Ron Johnson, and he came within 20,000 votes. So I think he's got statewide name recognition, which is huge.
He has nationwide recognition.
Yep.
So that,
so he does have a kind of a national profile.
With questionable support from some people in his inner circle, I would add.
Nick, you want to expand?
Well, just the amount of voters who voted for Evers but didn't vote for Mandela was revelatory of Wisconsin. But also I felt like,
Yeah.
That's partly the
Sounds like Wisconsin.
incumbency also. Yeah, right.
Sounds like no, but it sounds like Wisconsin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we say that we have these sort of values, but not as our executive or not as the person who's supposed to represent me, right? Like you can you can own a small business, right? Or you you can be the person adjacent to me, but you can't be the person who leads me or represents me.
Right. The other thing I mentioned about Sarah Rodriguez, the lieutenant governor's office is not a good place to run for governor.
Just based on your experience, Rob?
No, based on
your experience.
The last person who became lieutenant governor or became governor after being lieutenant governor was Scott McCallum, who only became that because Tommy Thompson resigned to become to take a federal cabinet position, and then Scott McCallum lost re-election.
But you also have experience.
But I also have experience having worked in that office. Mm-hmm. Sarah Rodriguez's name recognition is a lot lower than she thinks it is. I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
And
spicy.
Well, only because Rob is speaking from the experience that he had.
No shade to Sarah Rodriguez.
No.
She's not going to have the name like you when you're in the work every day. You feel like everybody knows who you are, but you step out and try to campaign statewide, and nobody knows who you are.
I do often forget what she looks like, and she has been in a lot of the things I've covered.
Right.
I am reminded every time.
Oh,
she's great. It's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, she's great. She's a healthcare professional, an emergency room nurse, has a great background, great resume, but name recognition is going to be hard.
Yeah.
And Barbara Lawton's campaign never got off the ground.
Despite efforts.
When she tried to run from the lieutenant governor position, which partly because she was sort of sabotaged by the Democratic Party. But
spicy.
That's a whole.
The Democratic Party seems to be doing that a lot lately.
Yeah.
So
that's a different podcast series, y'all.
Yep. A couple other names that have come up: Josh Call, the Attorney General.
That's one I thought about too.
That's where Jim Doyle ran from.
Mm-hmm.
He was the Attorney General.
And Josh Call has been Attorney General for
2 terms.
Mm-hmm. So he has a little bit more statewide recognition.
Definitely. So I think he'd have a credible chance. Kelda, as you mentioned, I think that's the first legislator I thought of.
Me too.
Yeah, that will probably jump in. Is Tammy Baldwin the kind of person who's going to run for governor?
No.
She likes taking sides.
Too big a demotion for Tammy.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
She has nationwide recognition.
Yep.
She has a seat that she feels like she does good work in, and she likes, like I said, there are folks who just like to take sides, and and absolutely they compromise when they need to, but also there's something about the ability to take sides and stand for something that you really believe in.
I think Mark Pocan would make an excellent governor.
Yeah,
I just don't think he would run.
I don't think he would want to run anymore.
Absolutely
not. I think he has his eyes on the Senate when Tammy retires.
Oh, I would like to see him in the Senate.
I think that's his path. I think that's the path he wants. I don't know.
I
haven't heard that from him exactly, but that's kind of my feeling.
I get the vibe, yeah.
Yeah.
He gives up the vibes like that.
Well, he does. No one's come within 90 points of him in any election ever.
Yeah.
He's always the first one called.
801 to call.
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody else in the state legislature that could credibly run as a Democrat, or who would want to.
Not yet.
At this moment?
Yeah.
Gwen Moore's name comes up every time.
Mm-hmm.
Democrat representative from Milwaukee. I think she's happy in the legislature.
She does great work in that space too.
I think she's
But also, she would be a great governor. I think but you're right. I don't know that she would want to run and do that work. The one candidate we know is out is Sarah Godlewski, who ran in the primary against Mandela. She's the Secretary of State. And she has said she's not going to run for governor, but is thinking about running for lieutenant governor. Oh.
Which, for people who don't remember, Wisconsin is very weird in how we do our governor's race. That the governor and the lieutenant governor run separate primaries, and then after the primary, they run as a ticket.
Yeah.
So that's how you get a governor and lieutenant governors stuck together who don't like each other.
Mm-hmm. No wonder. I was always wondering that. Why is there this chilly thing from the governor to the lieutenant governor? Weren't they you're supposed to be your lieutenant?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't get to choose to run with
them.
But
they don't get to choose them.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if there's tension, I'm not suggesting there's tension now, but if in the past you've noticed tension, that's why.
I noticed tension.
Oh, Rob. From your experience?
Yes. From my personal experience. There was tension. We don't have to get into it.
Again, that's a
20 years ago.
podcast
It's almost 20 years
series.
ago now, so like maybe it's water under the bridge, but yeah, there was tension.
Behind the Office is the name of that series that we will do one day.
The other name that comes up every now and again from the only person really from the private sector on the Democratic side is Kevin Conroy, CEO of Exact Science.
Oh, sure.
Oh, no, please no.
I don't know that.
Thought about making a run last time. I imagine somebody's made a call to him at some point. I don't know. I want to see more Cola Guard commercials on Saturday Night Live.
Oh my God.
They sent me one.
Thank you, Exact Sciences. What,
They just sent me a whole box. I was like, I'm not
just want you to be
it.
safe.
Like, and how am I supposed to execute
Healthy.
this? I'm like, no.
Not my
Like,
business.
I'm sorry, you guys. Like,
What?
to have to down this podcast with that, but yeah, they did. And I'm like, I'm not
doing
You're
this.
getting to that age, man.
Yeah, but I can't picture like another human being having to deal with this. Like,
Be safe. Safety first.
Yep.
You got to do your colonoscopies.
Yeah.
Get your screening, guys.
Get your...
Do as I say, not as I do.
You're like, I can't do
Get your
this.
screening the old-fashioned way too. So, any other names that we think of that we left out?
I'm still on this other thing.
On
Sorry.
this?
No.
I'm sorry to have brought up Kevin Conroy.
Yeah. Not that I think we can think of, but
Anybody famous? Would Bradley Whitford run?
No, Rob.
Yes.
Move back to town.
No.
That would be absolutely awesome.
And what character would he come in as? The one from West Wing,
As
or the
Josh,
one,
yeah.
or from
or from Get Out. Like, I'm down with
West
both.
Wing, Get
Like,
Out,
Or Jake's dad from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I was gonna say, what's the Handmaid's Tale? That's the other one that he's in.
Actually, Tony Shalhoub, Green Bay native, comes
Green
back,
Bay all the way.
runs for governor.
As what? From the guy from Wings, or from the guy that's Monk?
Absolutely Monk.
I think Monk for governor.
Absolutely.
That's all he has to say is
Mhm.
Monk from governor.
Mm-hmm. That would be amazing.
I imagine that they'd rather support by donating privately to,
sure.
those who are running.
It's
rather
less
than,
fun.
I know.
I wanted to also ask when
Actually, that would be great to see the debate that they would be in, though.
What?
If like one of them ran, watch them debate,
yes, that would be great.
and just say like, "I'm sorry, but I'm a television star. Who is this person? Vote for me."
It worked for Arnold.
I know. That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say. Like,
On the Democratic side, I made the mistake of looking at the comments, but when Sarah
Oh.
Rodriguez when last Thursday when Evers first announced that he wasn't going to run and Sarah Rodriguez hinted that she would, I basically screenshotted the tweet or the skeet and put it on Reddit and saying Sarah Rodriguez seems like she's running for governor, and the discourse was, first of all, who's that? I didn't know even know we had a lieutenant governor. I said, okay,
but you're like fair.
good job for bragging about that you didn't know that. But secondly, at least 3 or 4 people said we need a white man to run as a Democrat because the Democrats have to win because this is a crisis time, so we have to win, and only a white man can win Wisconsin.
Again, the way that we pretend that we have certain values and uphold certain beliefs, except when it comes to who gets to lead us
Mm-hmm.
and who we vote for, right?
I do also believe that, but in a different way. for a completely different reason. Only a white man can win Wisconsin because it's Wisconsin.
Well, but that's the argument.
Yeah.
No, they're arguing it a little bit differently.
I mean, the argument is that I'm not racist, but the rest of Wisconsin is. Therefore, we have to nominate someone.
In order for my vote to count,
Yeah.
that's what they're saying. In order for my vote to count, you have to put up somebody who can win. And people who are not this image of a white man,
Mm-hmm.
like, they can't win. So I don't want to waste my vote.
But David Crowley is absolutely a phenomenal choice for it. And if David Crowley wants to win, I think
I agree.
I think Mandela Barnes could win.
I honestly, either of them.
I agree. But what I think what those folks are saying is, like, I don't want to waste my vote. They don't want to say that yet.
Right.
And whether they want to acknowledge or not, like, yeah.
Why do they think it's a wasted vote?
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
I hear the whistles.
Right. And
It's very light,
for me, it's like you're
it's passive aggressive.
You're saying that there's racism here, so let's go ahead and perpetuate it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Let's uphold it.
Because there's never going to be a time when that person who thinks that now will be like, okay, now we can elect a black person, or now we can elect a woman.
Well, because one time they voted for Obama, like, or they did twice.
They would have done it a third time.
Would have done it a third time.
Speaking of red, they would have
like that's the thing. That's everyone's argument.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I voted for Obama twice, and look what happened after that. And so because of that, like, we have to think about it in a different way. We have to think about, let's just all just come to the middle, and the middle is a white man for folks.
Well, the white man is default.
Yeah,
the white man is the middle,
right? And it's
the beginning, it's the end.
It's sort of neutral. And somebody even said, we need a white man because
why?
Because we have to stop with the identity politics.
Okay, that's
you just did identity politics.
That is, and also, y'all, the name. We just need to stop naming it as identity politics. It's just politics. Absolutely, identity is part of politics. Giving it that language to say it's different from regular politics, that's not true. It's just politics.
Right. And white man is an identity.
Yeah.
And if you're saying that you have to be white man to run for office, then you're doing identity politics. Is literally what that is. And I think it's
messy.
And I just think I just think it's not 100% true. Like I get where they're coming from, but this person was even saying like Mandela Barnes didn't get any traction.
What?
Like he lost by less, like 20,000 votes, less than 1% against an entrenched incumbent.
And he's kept his name going despite not.
You don't need your vote.
Exactly.
So you don't have to vote for him. Everybody else can.
Right. And so what you're doing is just perpetuating that thing that you think is true. You're just perpetuating it. Then if you think you need a white man to win, and therefore will only vote for a white man, then yes, only white men can win.
Well, and why are they saying that? Because they don't want to waste their vote. Is what they're saying.
Right.
And it's a waste of a vote. Like, no, it's not.
Right.
Stop being messy.
So
Stop
anyway,
trying to be right.
We will. We'll see what happens, and it'll be exciting, and it's going to be long, and it's going to be very expensive.
Elections
in
November 2026, so
it's
almost
closer.
a year and a half away.
Yeah, it's going to be long.
The primaries will be in August. The next, like basically a year from right now. So it's going to be a knockdown drag out until then, probably. It'll be a lot of money coming in because it's an important
That's the other thing too. It's going to be a huge. It'll be an because it's going to be mid-year for the presidential.
Yep. So
everyone's going to be looking at Wisconsin to see where it goes.
Yeah.
What at the governor level, at the district levels, even the local levels,
up and down. Yep.
Up and down. They want to see where everyone is going.
Yep. So,
and by how much too? Even if it's like if a district says blue or red, how much did it stay blue and how much did it stay red?
Right. Yep. So we will stay on top of it, and that brings us to our question.
And I feel like this is going to get heated again.
So our roundtable question.
Our roundtable question is: what hill will you die on, even if you're wrong? Go ahead, Omar. You're ready. He's been thinking about what is it.
I've thought about this for years.
I know.
It is,
and you were ready for the answer. Like I got it. We're like, of course you do.
Gucci Mane is, by pure metrics, the worst artist to have ever existed in the history of mankind. He has so many songs. Hold on, let me pull this up. I initially did this research like a decade ago, so I've been holding on to this. Like, why does Gucci Mane have so many songs? And I never hear about any of them charting. Hold on.
And you actually done research to support this. You're like, this guy sucks, and I want metrics,
empirical evidence.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I like Gucci Mane. I like some of his albums. I like some of his songs, but also he has so many songs. He has
what songs?
3,000.
I can't think of any songs.
Yeah, I don't know songs that he.
Well,
Drop Top WAP. I love that album. It's a great album. Mr. Davis, wonderful album. WAPtober.
That's it.
But that's all we got.
What's his Christmas albums? His Christmas albums
Christmas
are good.
albums?
Yeah.
I like his music, but in terms of pure how many songs he's dropped to how many has actually been popular or charting, he is the worst musician in all of human history. And it's impressive.
Yeah, because you mentioned he had 3,000.
3,416 songs. When I did this research, it was like 2,700 a decade ago.
Yeah.
So he has dropped 700 more songs. And how many of those have charted? Not very many.
Not very many at all.
It is a
It's a
quantity
disappointment
over quality thing.
All right, Nick.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, we don't have enough time for mine, but my hill is all centered around R2D2 and C3PO because, like, the original trilogy is now unwatchable due to the prequels. Why? Out of everything that happens in Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, one of the most memorable scenes of my childhood. They're going in for their little brunch. The door opens. Darth Vader's in there. Han starts shooting at him. You know, he force takes the blaster. It was awesome. But why in that moment is Vader not like, yo, isn't that C-3PO there? 3PO, why are you riding with them? I made you. I built you. I put you together. I know you ain't doing this. Like, I know you ain't with them. Like, what you doing? And R2, like, you've been flying me around even after I was Darth Vader. Like, what are you doing? Give me my droids.
I want a shirt that says, give me my droids. And with, like, Darth Vader.
In the brunch.
Yeah. With Darth Vader's face.
Oh, yes.
I mean, come on, you guys. Like, and then Obi-Wan, after 10 hours of prequel hour movies, still can't remember that they even existed. Because, I mean, but, you know, he was getting a little old, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But what's Vader's excuse?
Traumatic brain injury.
Yeah, maybe.
No. He remembers everything.
Yeah.
It's very canonically true.
Maybe he's just, like, not, like, he's so upset with them that he's like, I don't even acknowledge you. Maybe he, like, Mariah'd them the way that Mariah Carey, like, does not acknowledge J-Lo. Like, I don't know her.
Well, okay, this is a dumb question, but did Darth Vader actually see C-3PO at Bespin City? Because C-3PO got, like, broken.
Yes, he was on Chewie's back.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yep, you're right. Well, he would have been like, that's my droid. Why did you break him?
In Star Wars, they're like, hey, you know, a couple, you know, escape pods with these two droids, like, went on to Tatooine. Vader's never like, oh, the planet I grew up on? I bet that's the droid I built. Let me go down there and see my Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru and see what's going on here. Oh, wait, you guys blasted them to death? Dude, I'm killing every stormtrooper involved with that. Like, desecrated my mother's grave, you know, went after my droids. Vader, like, what's going on, man? Like,
the retconning of those prequels left a lot to be desired.
I have seen a meme about Star Wars where it's like this whole stack of things and then one overlooked detail that George Lucas set up, just barely supporting it, and if you just knock it over, the whole story falls apart.
Yeah. Yes, it does. Still the greatest movie franchise of all time.
Yeah.
And that's
my other hill is Star Wars is the GOAT movie ever.
Yeah. And yes, you have to be a true fan to be able to, like, criticize it at that level.
And then just understand that it's the greatest movie ever. Yeah.
Greatest movie ever?
Greatest series?
Oh, Empire Strikes Back's the greatest movie ever. No question. Watch that back to back with any other movie on the top 10. In fact, Omar, you go watch Citizen Kane that they have at like number 2 on the other side of a thin wall while I watch Empire Strikes Back. We'll see how long you're sitting there
Citizen
shivering
Kane
by the
is
fire.
An overrated movie.
It is.
And I will.
That's another hill.
That's another hill I will die on. It does not deserve to be as ranked as highly as it is. Right. I don't care how experimental it was with sound production. It's not
so
a good
long.
movie.
Or the presence of ceilings.
Yeah.
It's not a good movie.
Because he was always staring up at the ceiling.
Well, that was the other innovation of the movies. The sets had ceilings.
Yeah.
That was like a big deal at the time.
Did it? Yeah, I don't want to go into it. I don't really care enough about it.
Don't get into it.
It was just so long. Like, I guess, did it change enough? But at the time, it probably did. But after a while, is it relevant anymore? Like once
Right.
it does that big change, like why is it still 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Right.
As
It's
the
a generational thing because these are my hills. I'm like,
Yeah.
you got E.T. and Empire Strikes Back ranked like in the 30s or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, watch those back to back
E.T.
with some of those ones you've got in the top 10, and let's see how not with your kids. You're not watching those back to back with like while I've got Empire Strikes Back on in the other room, and you're sitting with your family like watching you know.
some guy cry about a sled.
Right.
My movie opinions are valid. My favorite movie is You Don't Mess with the Zohan. And
You don't.
You don't mess with the Zohan.
He'll cut your hair.
I know.
I
It's
love
a
that
fun movie. Yeah. I do like fun movies, but I don't know if it's the best movie in the world, but I do enjoy that film.
It's my favorite movie.
Are you going to die on that hill? Is that the hill?
Here's my hill.
Rob's like, my turn.
I have to. First of all, Wicked is not only overrated, it's a bad musical.
I just watched that yesterday.
So, here's the thing, though. We saw it years ago here at Overture.
Mm-hmm.
You had no feeling for it. You were very, annoyed. On his face, as we're watching it, I still remember, I was like, are you freaking kidding me? He was just, aghast and, annoyed as heck.
Yeah.
However, when we went to London, though, you agree, and you had tears in your eyes as you watched that.
Well,
because the cast matters.
Cast matters.
Absolutely, it matters. Because the London show was incredible.
And Defying Gravity is maybe the greatest 8 minutes in musical theater history. The rest of it is nonsense.
That first act 1, amazing. Second act, I don't know.
Yeah, well, the problem is that there's no story elements in the first half that make sense to try to resolve in the second half. That's why the second half is so weak. That there's these weird threads of equality and oppression and stuff that are never fully developed enough to pay off at the end. And there's a bunch of Wizard of Oz Easter eggs that are he's the Scarecrow. Okay. Which are just dumb and just not well executed in this. And there's a couple, For Good is a good song. Popular is a fun song, but seems like it's from a different movie
or show.
So yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
Popular is a good song, a fun song, but doesn't belong in Wicked. It's just really out of place.
What? I disagree with that. But
it's
also
from a '90s. It's from Clueless or something.
No,
you know what I mean? That's the.
Did you watch the show? No.
Yeah, it's just that I don't know that sequence.
This is why it's the hill he dies on. So
this is why
you
said I could be wrong.
But Rob, I feel like you're holding back. Just give it all. Be like Wicked sucks, and that's it.
Yeah, explain to me how it's better than Cats, and just die on that
I
hill.
didn't say it's better than
Die
Cats.
on that hill.
Cats is absurd.
I was going to say, are you a fan of Cats?
I'm just saying, if this is the hill you're going to die on, go with Cats. Tell me how it's more overrated than Cats.
Cats was a big thing when it came out.
Cats is still a thing. Cats is a thing.
Is Cats still a thing? Do people still go to Cats?
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Tell me how it's more overrated than Cats. Get on that hill, but die. Go fight in battle.
I think Wicked was billed as a very, very big deal in a way that Cats wasn't.
What?
But maybe Cats was. I don't know. Cats was 50 years ago.
It was not that long. Was it that long ago?
Yeah.
50 years?
No,
it's early, 30 years, Rob.
No.
In the 80s. I've never seen it because I can't get through that stuff. I tried once.
I was 5 years old and we saw it in Chicago. It's one of my earliest memories.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
You said the word memories. That's by the way, that's the only song.
I didn't know it came from Cats.
That song is the only song in Cats that's not in the book.
What book?
Oh, but that's an all-time song.
Yeah, I mean, the Cats is a book of T.S. Eliot poetry put to music, and they.
Are you telling me that's not the worst?
It is pretty bad.
I mean, and I like T.S. Eliot. Yeah. I don't like Cats. I don't like his work on Cats, but I do like T.S. Eliot, and I'm saying but how pretentious is it to take a book of poetry and say, "Yo, we're gonna make a musical."
Right. Yeah,
that's
and
T.S. Eliot, it's the worst. The most overrated.
T.S. Eliot is plenty pretentious already.
Absolutely. He had 2 great poems.
Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats, not particularly pretentious.
Okay, so Rob went from cats to wait a minute. So
well,
which
that's
was
the source material of cats.
I don't know. What I'm saying to you is like, what is the worst one though?
The worst musical
Is Wicked worse than Cats?
Yeah, which one's the most overrated? Now that we've gone on this this lane, that's what I'm saying.
I feel like Cats isn't good is not a particularly strong.
No. I said
because
overrated. I said most overrated between Cats and Wicked. That's what I'm talking about. And I was going to say, like,
or just what's worse, Cats or Wicked?
I was going to say, like, well, maybe one because it was made into a movie is more overrated, and then I was like, oh wait, but Cats was made into a movie too. I forgot about that.
Was not good.
Which is
very bad,
wildly bad.
Wicked movie is better. I watched that yesterday.
Yeah. The Wicked movie, the first movie was pretty good as movies go. A pretty good adaptation of a bad musical.
Which one is most overrated, Rob?
I think Wicked's more overrated than Cats at this moment.
He's lying.
The other hill I'll die on is momentarily means for a moment, not in a moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Everybody says, I'll be there momentarily, meaning I will be there soon. When what that actually means is I'm going to be there and then leave quickly because I'm only going to be there for a moment. And the only public figure who regularly used that word correctly was Bob Uecker. Rest in peace.
Somehow it's always going to go back to sports.
I knew there was some reason that you were going to say this.
And it always made me feel good when Bob would say, he stepped out of the batter's box momentarily. Yes! That is what that word means. Thank you, Bob Uecker.
Did you feel seen and affirmed
in
a way that you've never done before?
Yep.
Now I just want to use
this
it
is
wrong.
what it's about.
This is what baseball's all about.
Grammar. Correct usage of words.
I made a joke that you would make a grammar hill like to die on.
Yep,
and
that was it.
That was it. My hill will always be, because it always rings true, and I hate that I was wrong about it when I was younger, but it's always consistently done me right, is the scientific method is the GOAT. It will always get you through whatever you need to go through.
Whatever.
Scientific method. That girl, she right every time. Go through that process in whatever work you do. I'm amazed at how many times I've used the scientific method still. Also, the other thing too is like, it's still useful. Absolutely still useful after school. Like during school when you learn in science class, you're like, what is this? This is so long and so boring. I'm never going to use this. Yes, you do. And you use it forever and in many things that you never thought you would use it for.
And I think a lot of people could, in this day and age of disinformation, misinformation.
I mean,
test your information.
Yeah, just test information.
I just go with my gut.
My
My gut's mostly right.
Well, no, I just go with my heart.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah, no, I don't go with my heart. I use the scientific method.
No, my heart is right.
My heart is dark and twisted and cold and icy. So sometimes I need other things. Yeah. All right. We will be back next week.
365 Amplified is produced and edited by me, Rob Chappell, and is a production of 365 Media Foundation, a non-profit, local, independent media organization in Madison, Wisconsin. Wherever you're listening to this right now, hit the subscribe or follow button to get new episodes every Friday. And between episodes, get your latest news at madison365.org and follow us on Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Threads. Wherever you get your news, we'll be there.